Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and this is another StarCraft 2 England cast. Now today I have got a best of one game. It is from the ladder and it is between Complexity's RSVP, who is the red Protoss player in the lower left. He's up against Flow Gaming's MaSsan, who is the blue Zerg in the top right. Now that means that we do have a PvZ Protoss v Zerg, and it is my second favourite matchup, actually. So I am really looking forward to it. Now, I don't know about you guys, what are your guys' favourite matchups? Leave me a comment below, let me know, what is your favourite matchup in StarCraft 2? Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this map. It is, of course, Cloud Kingdom. It is a nice map, this area, not too wide. The Forge fast expand, very viable. You can get it with a Forge, and then a Gateway, and then a Cannon? No, Pylon, Forge, Gateway. Does the wall off. Trying to think what was going on there. My brain a little bit skew, but basically, strategy style, we should see, as we've seen by that pylon there, a fast expansion out of RSVP. Probably a Nexus first, maybe a Forge first. We'll see how confident he's feeling. It is quite a long rush distance. It'll all come down to where this probe and what the probe sees, because if the probe sees a spawning pool early on, then we'll possibly be a bit scared, but we'll probably stick around until around 14, 15-ish supply, just to make sure that it isn't going to be a too early pool. So I reckon a Nexus first is highly likely. Then the response will be from MaSsan, spawning pool, literally at about 15, as we see there. Then into a relatively early natural base, so probably between about 16 and 18 supply. Then at the 4 to 5 minute mark, we'll see a third base thrown down by MaSsan, just to try and keep up economically. Now, definitely going to be a Nexus first build out of RSVP, because he's already up to 300 minerals and has now just rallied that probe down to come and build it. So things will be very nice here indeed, and we should see a bit more of a macro focused game. And well, for the moment RSVP does manage to get the hatchery down. That is always a big win. You don't want to get that blocked, it delays you, and it's irritating, really irritating. Now bringing a drone over just to come and kill that probe. We may see 2 Zerglings produced. It depends really whether RSVP feels that it's necessary. Some Zerg players even now just foregoing any Zerglings early on, and just like, mate, I got drones. Drones are where it's at, but we do have the Overlord coming in, just getting scout information off. Sees that it was definitely a Nexus before Forge, which means that he is very safe from cannons right now. 2 Zerglings are on their way out, and well, anyone in store over the next 30 seconds to a minute, we should see that third base come down. Now, just a bit more about this third base. It can be quite difficult to defend because you've got a very wide area here. You've also got this back entrance, and if you haven't even got units over here to defend, well, your natural base is a long way away, and that can make things like a wave of zealots warping in be very strong and very difficult to deal with. So do keep an eye out, and I will too, to see if that does affect MaSsan's play and how he reacts to that. Now we do have the photon cannon on its way down as well as the gateway. That hatchery went down at a very nice time, actually, just after 4 minutes, so pretty damn early, about as early as you can get it. We do have a stream of drones coming down, just transferring to the natural base. The second queen has now started. It'll be interesting to see whether it stays at 2 queens, or rather 3 when that third base comes up, or if indeed we get additional queens purely for spreading creep. I personally think it's a very good thing to do, getting those queens purely for the creep spread, especially on a map like this where it's just so wide you need an awful lot of creep tumors to cover it effectively. That Overlord should get away quite happily now the cybernetics got on its way down. Still only the 1 gas out for RSVP, so not focusing on getting super fast tech or anything like that. 27 to 23. We do now have the second gas started. Now, interestingly, it has been thrown down at the natural base rather than the main, so that could potentially throw MaSsan off slightly in terms of the gas count, thinking, oh, is it 3, but does have this Overlord at the back, ready to just go and poke in and see precisely what's going down. So very good play there. The third base just finishing up for MaSsan now. That probe should be lucky and will get away. The Zerglings will have to pull back. No gas at all yet for MaSsan, that's to be expected. He likely won't get any gas until close to about 50-ish supply. Getting 2 now though. May get some more, make me look silly. Usually see it wait till about 50 supply, then get 4 at the same time. A robotics facility coming down now. We've got the chrono boost actually coming down on the stalker. That's zealot on its way over now as well. The queen there should do an okay job. We do have only 2 queens on the field at the moment, a third in production, and so no specific creep spread, only queens, which is something I do feel is a bit missing. Yes, there is 1 creep tumor, but that 1 creep tumor take an awful long time. The queen trying to do some poking and prodding damage. The robotic facility is half done for the moment. Let's have a look at the worker count. 39 to 41. So MaSsan now just starting to pull ahead, and there is the Stalker. That is going to be the thing that MaSsan will have trouble dealing with. May force a couple more Zerglings for already in production, and really it's just got to be careful play. You don't want to overcommit. You definitely don't want to lose the Queen, but the additional Zerglings should make it quite easy to hold. The Queen taking some damage needs to be careful. If you lose that Queen, you're in big problems in terms of your production will be hit so badly. We do have the Rotron and Evolution Chamber coming down at the same time. A great move. Always get the Rotron and Evolution Chamber together, and still that Zealot and Stalker still up, and the Queen is gonna fall, and that is a big loss there for MaSsan. I can't overstate that enough how much of a loss that is right now, because he has just knocked out a third of his Queen injects, which is never fun. The reason I was saying the Rotron and Evo Chamber is so important is obviously the Rotron helps you against big gateway pushes, and the Evolution Chamber gives you access to Spore Crawlers, which ultimately mean that you can defend against DT or Mass Air. Now, this is an interesting strategy from RSVP, doing a complete wall off to his natural, which means he can take his third very early indeed. I really like that strategy. It does also take him up to 4 gates with Robotics Facility, getting out those Immortals, because Immortals are good units. We do have the Observer going across. The Immortal will really help with dealing with mass roach plays or anything like that. Our 4th base from MaSsan, just trying to stay a base up. That is a clever move in itself. We do have a double photon cannon and the gateway at the 3rd base for RSVP, so he does not want to lose that, and quite rightly so, because a 3-base Protoss can really do pretty much anything they want. Now, so far we do have Lair Up, we do have the Infestation Pit just starting now. We do have the +1 Carapace armor upgrade on its way for MaSsan there. No melee attack or ranged attack yet. In terms of upgrades for RSVP, he is just starting that +1 Protoss ground weapons rather. It is getting chrono boosted, so we'll be out very quickly indeed. And the 4th base nearly up for MaSsan. And let me just say, guys, if you do like my videos, by the way, please subscribe. I get new top level games up every single day of the week, and obviously a like, a cool comment, that would be really awesome as well. So do feel free to do any of those things if you want to make me smiley face. Anyway, we've got another gateway being added on, so that should take us up to 5 gates. We've got a second Forge and Twilight Council coming down. That'll allow the +2 upgrades to start, and well, an Overseer there will just deny that Observer, which was actually killed, I do believe. Or one of them was, at least. There's 2 more on the field. Of course, mass observers are very potent in getting you all the scouting information you could need. The 3rd base update for RSVP, who is quickly reaching up to that kind of 70 probe count, and he's going to be very happy there, and we should see some production going crazy. Of course, MaSsan is building up a bit of a bank. I'll be interested to see how he chooses to spend that. Pathogen Glands is nearing that 50-second mark where you can start producing the infestors, and of course that will be a flood of a lot of the gas, but those infestors will be needed pretty soon. We do have the observers being denied heavily, so in terms of information of what's going on, not too much. So that's going to probably annoy RSVP because he wants to know what's going on. We do have a macro hatch coming down as well. That'll take up to 5 hatcheries on 4 mining bases, very potent. 2 more gateways being added on now. We do of course have Blink on its way, the +1 Protoss ground armor, the +2 Protoss ground weapons, some photon cannons coming down, perhaps a bit fearful of something like a Spire, which wouldn't be a bad thing to worry about, and another macro hatch coming down here for MaSsan. His money got way too high and he has realised it, getting 8 infestors at a time, starting that road speed as well. The 2-1 upgrades coming up, +2 Carapace, +1 melee attack for MaSsan, and well, we do have a lot of units streaming across the map, but this is just such a well-defended position. 4 photon cannons there, a very good wall-off, and to be honest, the 5th photon cannon could actually stop this push very easily, and RSVP is just looking to be in such a good spot right now. Seriously guys, this is really good, because he has committed a lot to defend this, but likewise he's on 3 bases, and 3 bases are good. Really good for Protoss. Aspire on its way down for MaSsan. He has started Hive as well, so he's taking up 2 Broodlords, and well, just a lot of Zergling infested. You need those Broodlords out quickly, and that is precisely what MaSsan looks like he's going to be attempting to do. A 12-minute lair timing, a Hive timing rather. It's okay. Could have been a bit earlier perhaps, because obviously MaSsan is still banking up an awful lot of stuff. Trying to max out on pretty much Zerglings, it would appear. Getting some more infestors in there, a handful of roaches, but to be honest, he's going to have such a tough time pushing in here. The best bet to take out this 3rd base, in my opinion, would be an awful lot of infested Terrans. That would definitely get that base taken out in a cost-effective manner, even with all of those cannons there. Now, there is going to be a big counterattack, and this timing Well, this could be a very bad timing for RSVP because, well, there's about to be an awful lot of Zerglings straight on him, and, well, with the Infestors there as well, that could be bad times, but it looks like RSVP will get back literally just in time. But mass fungal growth could be very good. The force field's absolutely perfect though. The chain bungling will now pretty much just kill all of this, and that isn't a small loss of units. Obviously, 2 Immortals caught there, an awful lot of Zealots, and well, there's nothing that can be done. Yes, a couple of Stalkers managed to blink through, but not really enough in my opinion. Of course, if they aren't careful, a lot more damage could be done here. And the Zerglings, they stream and they surround everything right now, and well, looks like that Immortal will get taken down. So that was a good little engagement there for MaSsan, who's currently trading a lot more cost effectively than his opponent. Observers are everywhere. The Hive is done. The Greatest Spire hasn't started yet. Would love to see that. Now this third base is getting absolutely besieged. And well, it looks like RSVP is going to go for a complete gateway wall off. Or at least that's what I'd love to see in my mind. The portal is absolutely on the money here. There's too much stuff that little breakaway of units not able to deal with what they might want to. The fleet beacon on its way out for RSVP right now. Corrupt is coming down. There's still no sign of that wonderful, wonderful Greatest Spire. The Robotics Bay coming down to Colossus will be there soon. The fungal growth is absolutely brilliant for my middle cannons. It's doing so much damage right now. Those Zealots are getting completely surrounded. The fungal growth is not quite on the money, and there goes the Infested Terrans that I thought would be oh so effective right now, because the cannons will not be able to take them out quickly enough, and will soak up some of the cannon fire. Infested Terrans ultimately do have good DPS, and well, MaSsan is just streaming units across, and RSVP does not seem like he's got enough stuff to deal with this. Those Infested Terrans could do with focusing stuff down. All of the gateways will fall fairly quickly. That's going to be very annoying, and especially as those Infested Terrans start moving forward and picking up some more damage with cannons taken down as well. This third base very exposed right now, and well, I would not want to be in RSVP's position. He does have a lot of army though. He is slowly catching up. Those warpins really helping the mothership on the way. That is going to be absolutely on the money. The Greatest Spire half done though for MaSsan right now, and once those Broodlords hit, there isn't really too much in the way to deal with them. A lot of units taken down there, and still MaSsan is engaging cost effectively. Now, a lot of these units will die right here, right now. Infested Terrans coming down everywhere, but no energy for fungal growth, and ultimately that means you can't pin down those Blink Stalkers, and they should be able to get away. And that is exactly what we're seeing here, and this was very cost effective for RSVP. He did a good job, I must say. We do have a Warp Prism there. We could perhaps see a Warp In, or well, we should see a Warp In. There's no ifs or buts. That is prime Warp In territory. Just warp some Zealots in there and you have good times. But we do have the Broodlords going, and there is the, well, Warp In of an awful lot of Zealots. Quite a few on the high ground as well for some reason. But they are going to run in, but once those Broodlords finish, well, that is going to be the end of the days for the Zealots. But it has forced back all of RSVP's army for the moment, which means that he is, again, giving up map control and, well, look, MaSsan's army, so RSVP will actually be able to move across the map and do well. That Warp Prism is going to be very annoying. Need to be careful. The second Spire on the way, +1 air armor on its way down. And now look at the stream of Zerglings. The Zerglings, of course, are 2-2. 3-3 is on the way, +3 Carapace nearly finished. And, well, a good blink, but not far enough away right now, and those Zerglings are just dealing so much damage. The upgrade advantage is there for RSVP, but with just so many units, it's not really too helpful. The fungal growth helping massively as well now. The Broodlords, they were for some reason cleaning up the defense. Hopefully we'll start moving across the map now, and to be honest, MaSsan is looking to be in a great spot. This third base did survive. That's the important thing to remember. Now, what are those Infestors going to do? They're going to throw Infested Terrans, and an awful lot of them. That is a stupidly large amount of Infested Terrans right now. The Colossus could help, but I just don't know if there will be enough. The Nexus is going to get focused down, and I definitely don't think the Colossus will be able to take him down quickly enough. And actually, no, it's Probes getting focused. That is quite surprising. I thought the Nexus would have been the port of call, but here we go. Just look at that damage being done, and the Nexus falls, and that basically means that it's a 2-base advantage right now for MaSsan, and I love the double macro hatch. I think that's just such a great move. He is banking quite a lot of stuff though. The High Templar will be out soon for RSVP with the Templar Archives on the way. The +3 Protoss ground armor coming down as well. The double Spine Crawler and the Spore at the 4th base. We'd like to see an expansion out of MaSsan, to be honest, just somewhere down here, and literally as he says it, he does it, so that is very, very nice indeed for me as a caster. The 3-3 upgrades, +3 Carapace has just finished. No Adrenal Glands though. Always get Adrenal Glands, it is so good. Cracklings, as they are effectively known, so good. They are just such an amazing unit. Third base trying to be retaken now by RSVP, but this, boys and girls, even without boxing over, I can tell you is heavily oversaturated. Like, there's over double, nearly probably triple the amount of probes there that you'd want, which means this lovely tab, the income tab, is really in MaSsan's favour, and that's where he wants it to be, but needs to start dealing some damage, otherwise he's not going to be able to capitalise that. And if ultimately we see this Death Ball army get in production and get used, it could be bad times. The Archons are there, of course. The High Templar were morphed into Archons. We do have the Mothership, the Colossus, and that means, very simply, Vortex gets a lot of those Broodlords when they eventually get over. Then the Archons go in, and then boom, Archon Toilet, they all get killed, which is bad times. Now, there's no newer parasites, so not even a chance for MaSsan to steal everything, but a Fungal Growth goes off. A lot of infested turns getting locked down right now, and this is just incredibly difficult to see what's going on. A good Vortex, the couple of the infested were picked up in there, but here come over all of the Broodlords, just raining down Broodlings of terror. And, well, once you start seeing lots of Broodlords and Broodlings thrown at you, you really do have to panic slightly. And that was going to be very cost effective always for MaSsan, because he was using energy and 3 units in the form of Broodlings, so that's fine. The third base is going to go down, and that will probably be the nail in the coffin for RSVP. He may try one final last-ditch attempt to defend this, but losing his third base again, and the fact that there is, well, 2 more bases up and running already for MaSsan. MaSsan there sitting comfortably on 6 bases with 2 additional macro hatches. He's just pretty much unstoppable. He's got a huge bank. RSVP is out of money, so really this is a game for MaSsan to lose right now. He's just slowly got to start picking off this army, and that's precisely what he's doing. No blink stalkers, they can't even blink under these Broodlords right now. A great rather Vortex, absolutely soaking up so much, and that may give RSVP the time he needs to get a lot of stuff in there, and he could go for the Archon Toilet. That is exactly what he would need to do. He needs to be oh so quick with this, and here we go. We're going to see mass damage everywhere. The Archons are attacking, but unfortunately attacking ground units as opposed to those air units, so do get cleaned up, and there is the GG out of RSVP. So that was a brilliant game. I really enjoyed that. Great pressure by MaSsan all the way through, showing that if you pressure your Protoss opponent, it can be very difficult for them to do anything, even when they build that Death Ball army. And RSVP did get a very quick third. But anyway, guys, if you like my video, please subscribe. New top level games up every single day. Leave a cool comment below, because why not? Let me know what you think of the games, the players, your favourite matchup, my casting, anything like that. And of course, come back tomorrow, because there'll be another new game. Or if you can't wait that long, flick over to my channel, because I've got loads of other games I've recorded over the last 8 or so months. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I am Madals, and this was a StarCraft 2 England cast. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.